What do a millennial and a pastor from Gen X have in common? Not much, but they love the Lord and they love life. Join us as Justin and Sam look at the lighter side of Bible, church, and life with Making Light of It. And welcome back to another episode of Making Light of It. We are on episode number 11.
Once. Yeah, good job. That's
I like that. I would have been uno.
Yeah, one.
Once. I would have pulled off the same thing, right? It would have been.
I mean, they would have probably put 2 and 2 together, or 1 and 1 together. You know what I mean?
Dos. I said uno. No, once. This will be very exciting. Hopefully, we get many opportunities to continue to expand upon that. So we're coming off of another beautiful weekend in South Jersey.
Yeah.
This is where we're recording from. Many people, just to give you a little prelude. What was it? Spoiler trailer. We're bringing on some guests coming up shortly.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. We have a few different individuals coming up as we kind of grow and work this thing. And I just want to take a moment on this podcast to say thank you for reaching out and listening to our nonsense, because I know some people, I know there's quite a few individuals that actually take time out of their day to sit down and watch this thing on YouTube.
Yeah.
What?
Not only just watch it either, watch the entirety of it, but comment on it, or come see us and give us some feedback.
So appreciate
that. And Mom, I love you. She's one of them. Mom is one of them.
I haven't seen comments from Mom.
She doesn't comment, but she comments to my face.
She comments to your face.
She might be an episode and a half behind, but she's still listening faithfully. I know it.
She listens faithfully.
I still trust in her.
Yes, good job. That's fine. You know what? I'm going to put a call out there. Mom, if you're listening or watching this one, my mom, comment to me, not to me, comment on the page.
Yeah.
Let us know that you're listening and watching. Now, I know she's commented on some of our shorts out there, but Mom, let me know if you're listening. Justin's mom is listening.
Yeah.
Mayor Rob, does your mom listen?
She does. We actually view it once, like probably a couple days afterwards on the whole family.
They're on top of it.
That's great.
The whole family,
Whole
basically?
family, exactly.
I love it. Gather round, children. Gather round.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch our son. See, they call him Mayor Rob. But it's really our Robert. Come together. We're gonna have another viewing party. They're doing it. Let's go. I have no idea which one of your family members I just offended, but that's exactly what I hear. Like,
I can see it. The whole time you're saying it, I see it.
There's like
see it.
someone there. Come gather around. Oh, look, here. Do you hear that voice in the background? That's my son.
It's my son.
Or something. No, in all seriousness, we're so happy now that I just offended literally half of our listening audience.
Yeah, probably. But it's okay, because that's why they listen.
We love
because
it.
they listen enough.
Love it.
Just enough.
Just a little bit of background information. Justin and I work together. We have these random conversations all the time.
Very often.
Mayor Rob is literally volunteering his time.
Yeah.
So when we start picking on him, we're literally pushing him out the door.
Yeah.
He said, I know
Reeling back in with some Chick-fil-A.
in the back of his mind, I know he's saying, I have better things to be doing here.
I don't
listening to these
now.
He's like, "Can't believe this is going on." Yeah, right. Mayor Rob's schedule is wide open. There we go. We reeled him in because I told him this is a great way to meet chicks.
Yeah. And hey, how many have you met so far?
None.
Yeah, let's go. We're on a good track.
We got to get 20 episodes into it. So here we go.
20 more.
And we're at Once, so we got some time.
We're at Once. So just a Once bit, and you should be able to get there. Oh, this is too much. It's well, at the very least, we are entertaining ourselves.
Yeah, hey,
But I do hope that we're encouraging people and through the scriptures. And so we're going to take a little bit of a twist today on our food for thought. And this food for thought, this one I've been saving up because this whole thing developed out of these shorts that I've been doing for the local radio, which I need to pick back up. And I have a couple more coming up I need to record. Apologize, Greg. But this one, I've gotten the most comments I've ever gotten in my entire life on any little bit comes out of this exact food for thought. And I want to share it with everyone. And you have to listen to me all the way through. You can't just hear the sound bite and go from there. What I'm going to say is revolutionary, not really, in the Christian world. But what I'm going to say is do not put God first. in your life?
Okay. All right. Never heard that. I mean, yeah.
Put God only.
Oh, okay. I knew there had to be a catch there.
So my whole life, everyone says, put God first, put
Yeah.
God first, put God first. And so when you do this, especially we're coming up, this is the year of the Summer Olympics, which hashtag love it.
Yes.
Love the Summer Olympics. I will watch these sports for whatever, like I'll never watch them ever, but every 4 years I'm in on it. I'm in on swimming, I'm in on volleyball, I'm in on track, all these things. I'll never watch it again, but USA, go USA, I'll watch all
Yeah,
of
I
it.
actually have a friend from high school, Rachel, who is actually in the tryouts pretty much. I know they
For
have
swimming,
specific
butterfly,
for swimming.
right?
Yeah.
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 See, you've heard.
They want to know how I know because there's a lady that I play pickleball with who said, watch the Olympics.
There
My
you go.
daughter's in
Yeah.
it.
Ah, it's her daughter.
And I
Great.
happen to know even more facts than you do. I know that this is her third try at it, so it's probably her last chance to get in. She's a butterfly swimmer,
Definitely been
which
doing it for
is
years.
the worst swimming discipline. Oh my goodness, that is
tough.
brutal. That is so tough.
She's good at it though.
So, well, she has to be. She's competing to go to the
Seen her all
Olympics.
throughout high school.
It's
Rachel, shout out
amazing.
to you, Rachel.
Shout out to Rachel.
If you're not listening,
we'll
if
tag
you,
you and
go
get
for
you
it.
in this.
You got this.
That's awesome. So back to the thing.
Yeah.
Don't put God first. Put God only. When I hear put God first, I immediately go and have this thought of a race.
Yeah.
Right. And so you line up all these things on the race. You have God in one lane. You have your social media in another lane, your job in another lane, your family in another lane. And I envision like all these things are racing and competing for your attention.
Mhm.
And whoever comes in first, like putting God first, that's a guy. So, but even if you were to say rank things in your life, and now let's say instead of a race and they're all competing for my attention, they're all competing for my life, so to speak. Instead of putting it in a race format, just think, all right, we're making a list of the top 10 things,
Right.
and you're going to start listing all the things you care about. Oh yeah, I need to put God at the top of this list. There's so much division in it,
Yeah.
because seriously, like especially when you do like a top 10 list, is the number one the 100% all the time?
Mm.
No, it's like let's say it's like 50%, and then the rest of the things are
Most often used. Or
right.
something.
So there's this really, I think, unfortunate connotation of what putting God first is supposed to be, and then there's the division. And I mean, God should not be competing against anything. It should be God and God only. And I gave you a couple verses, but I want to start with Luke 10.
Yeah.
Luke 10:27.
Luke 10, chapter 10, verse 27. And it says, and he answered, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart.
Freeze. With how much?
With all.
So I want you to read that like it's capitalized, underlined, circled, highlighted.
Yeah.
Go for it.
It is underlined here. Look at that. And he answered, you shall love the Lord God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself.
Very good. So think about this. We're at, you have a kid.
Yeah.
You have a kid that competes in sports.
Yeah.
Or at least plays sports.
Yeah.
Compete or not, to be determined.
Yeah, we'll find out.
So when your child is in competing and playing, like my son's playing bands, and when I'm watching the bands and there's 20 kids up there, how many of them am I paying attention to?
One.
One. I am so locked in and focused on the one.
Yeah.
And I've gotten so good over the years. I know what his instrument's going to sound like. I know when he's taking a lead on something. But there's 20 kids up there. There's all this information going on. Your daughter's out on the softball field. There's 10 kids out there, but there's only one that you're locked in on and focused in on. Is there other things going on?
Of course.
Yes. Do other things influence what happens with your child?
100%.
But which one are you focusing in on?
My child.
Right. And almost completely. And that's what this thought is all, like all my attention, all my heart, all my soul, all my strength is focused on this one thing. Are there other things going on around us? Yes. But I am so focused on God and trying to understand how God moves and how God works. Like I said, when I listen to my son, I can hear his instrument. I know when he's taking a lead. I know when he's playing support. I know when he's loud. I know when he's pulling back, because I spent so much time tuning into him, tuning into what he's doing with his instrument. I know exactly even his body positions, his posturing, like he holds it differently. There's a different thing when he gets into it. Same thing with you. Your daughter plays catcher, right?
Yeah.
You know every ball that gets missed, every one she catches perfectly, every throw she makes perfectly. Like, you have all these details worked out. You see, you can probably anticipate as she's catching the ball if she's going to make the throw down to second base because she's changing just a little drop of the shoulder or something like that. You know, you can anticipate what the next move is going to be because you spent so much time studying her and watching it. And that's what I think. I see this when I see God and all our strength. Like, we're so in tune and focused in on him. Like, that should be where we're at. Now, if it was just first, now we're watching them mostly, but we're still watching what's happening out in the field. We're still watching what's happening out in the bands. And what I'm saying is, we know all this, everything else is happening. We can hear it, we can see it, but our focus, the reason why we're there, the reason why we're in the game is God.
Yeah.
And when this verse says all, it doesn't say most. So, like, if you have a podium and it's first, second, and third sitting on the podium, it's not God and then my social media and my family, my job. It's God at one, God at two, God at three, just standing up there taking all.
Everything else comes through him, right? So if you're focused and you have him as your only, everything else will be taken care of. Like, things it'll trickle down towards everyone. If God is the only, I never thought about it like that. I've thought about it always as the God first. Yeah, put God first, God. But that is revolutionary.
You do have the passage, seek first the kingdom of God.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is like, as we move, it says literally the kingdom of God. It doesn't say seek first God, it says seek first the kingdom of God. Everything that references God has to do with all and entirety. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, trust in the Lord with all your heart.
Yeah.
And lean not, like, it's like saying, hey, give everything.
Yeah.
And it's just like, in most situations, if you can't go all in, then you're not in.
Yeah.
Like, you need to be committed and go full tilt on these things. Like, you can't. You ever done a trust fall when you're younger?
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the elements of the trust fall, they say, is, well, one is body positioning. You need to stay straight as you fall backwards. So you're going to fall backwards into a group of people that are going to catch you, which, as you're saying it out loud, is ridiculously stupid.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure you have done this off of a ladder during a
sermon.
Yeah.
I did do this
with like maybe 6 guys or 4 guys.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I intentionally picked a couple big guys that would catch me in the gluteus maximus area because I knew all the weight was coming down on that.
Some reason you trusted me up there with you.
Yeah, you were up there
because I had big guys, I guess, with me.
That's it. You were there for eye candy.
I'll take it.
But the element they say when you trust fall is, if you hesitate and you lead with like your tush, you become like this spear and you're going to fall right through whoever's trying to catch you. And all the weight's going to be on that. But if you fall back flat as a board and you fall back completely straight back, then the weight is distributed and people are able to catch you. Now, at the time I did that trust fall, I was a big dude. I'm still a big guy, but I was big different back then. So to do that, I had to lay down. Stop laughing, man, Rob. I had to fall just the right way.
Yeah.
And I couldn't lack commitment on that. I had to go in on that. And that's the thing. Like, if you're not all in, then you're going to distort basically your mission and your service for the Lord. You really got to just go.
You're not all in. You're leaving room to be out.
Deuteronomy, you got that?
Deuteronomy,
yes,
I can magically turn right back.
Deuteronomy is in the Old Testament.
Chapter 6, verses 4 through 5. Yes, in the OT. And it says, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might.
Okay, does that leave any room for anything else?
No, all.
It's so
Lord your God.
And it happens like throughout all the scriptures when it talks about commitment. So it's, I saw something the other day when God called Abram.
Okay.
He called him to an impossible mission that Abram could not accomplish on his own.
Yeah.
Get up, leave, and go. And just go.
Without even knowing where he's going.
Go until I tell you to stop. Like, who does that? Like, listen, I will go places I am very familiar with.
Yeah.
Still use Google Maps.
100%.
Because I want to see what's going on. Especially if the trip is going to be 45 minutes or longer. I might know exactly where I'm going. I'm Google mapping that thing.
Yeah.
Because I want to know if there's going to be any obstructions in the way.
Yeah.
What's going to happen along the way.
Yeah.
Is there a police that has been forward there? Just going to say that's out there, that warning. So I want to know every detail about the trip
Yeah,
ahead of me.
definitely.
Abram had no such thing. God said, get up, start walking. I'll tell you when to stop. I mean, come
How many
on.
of us could do that now?
No.
I can't even. I
No.
probably couldn't even do that if my mom told me to do it. I love you, Mom, but I probably couldn't do it if you told me to do it.
What's the number of mom references we can have in an episode? As we're recording this, we're just coming off of Father's Day, so it just goes to show how disrespected fathers are.
Yeah, you know what?
How we go into
we
that.
won't. Yeah, we won't.
I had to drive my son up to a camp on Father's Day. Some
Ooh.
great Father's Day that was. Now I got to hang out with my wife, so there's a
That
bonus
is
on that.
definitely a plus.
But
Kind of touch on what we're talking about though is God, the all thing, right?
Mhm.
All we're talking about making him our only, right? God wants complete love from us,
Mm-hmm.
complete love, not half love, not a little bit of love. And as human beings, we, sometimes we accept that half love, but we want complete love as well. So
Right.
what makes us think that God wouldn't want the same thing? And when we're loving God completely, then we're doing the commandment that is second to this one, just as important. We're loving others.
yeah,
Without loving God, without making God our only, we can't trickle all that love.
like
with
hey,
others.
God, listen, I got no problem loving God, but
But
some of y'all,
others, and then we run into, sometimes I'm sure many people do run into the idea that of trying to the invisible, right? We can't see God
right?
with our eyes, so running into the idea that God, I can't see him, so is God maybe questioning or doubting God? Is
Okay.
God real or something? But this is telling us that if you give God your all, you will see that God is real. He's not just this pantheistic force, right? He is a real, living, breathing God. And if we trust in him, give him our all, make him our only.
Yeah.
Only he can do what he's about to do.
So there's the old Indian proverb that says that there are two wolves living inside of you. One has to do with your carnal and selfish desires, and the other one having to do with the spiritual and God. And they're in a constant battle with each other.
Yeah.
And then the great question is, well, which wolf is going to win? And the parable goes, the one that you feed the most.
Ooh.
So if we invest and we give ourselves over to God completely, that wolf, that inner being, like, it's one of those things, like, it gets easier the more you do it,
Yeah.
because every step, and I think we hammer on this a lot, is like, it's like your experience is going to help your next experience.
Yeah.
And the more you lean in it, the more you
Ooh.
go. So you just
Yeah.
gotta,
That's even like my season of life right now. It's the busyness of life and
Mhm.
nonstopness. You try to stick to your routine of reading and study and stuff like that. And it's great when you're doing it every day and it's easy. But the one day you fall off or you
Mhm.
miss your timing, and then you wind up getting a little
Yeah.
lazy, and I just want to relax. And then the next day it's even
Mhm.
harder to get back to it. And then the next day then you wind up a week away and you're like, I haven't read
like,
at all in a week. Like, how can I even live this way,
Yeah.
right? How am I even being sustained mentally without reading the book,
Right.
right? You feel different, and you totally do feel it. So yeah, having that perpetualness, right? It's those small little decisions. When I
Yep.
get home, I'm going to make sure I do this before I put the load of laundry in or something.
So what was it? Oh, I watched a pastor one time talk about, like, hey, the world places so much emphasis, or the Christian world places so much emphasis on having quiet time with God, quiet time with God, quiet time with God. And he's like, man, you need to have loud, exuberant party times with God, like celebration times with God. And I think even in that mindset, yes, we want to get away and we want to be able to just soak in the word and all that kind of stuff. But I think even if we miss that quiet time with God throughout the day, we can still have times of celebration
Yeah.
later on in the day. Like, throw on the music, get loud with the music, or just reflect on a sermon, or reflect on past scriptures like that. So even if we get out of this like regular habit in the mornings, there's still plenty of time for celebrating and worshiping
I'll
God.
let you put it that way. I guess in a sense, the celebrating in these past few weeks for me has been drumming and practicing
Yeah.
these worship songs and stuff. So
Yeah.
that has been.
No,
helpful.
I'm not
Did you
saying
say
it
that. That's
replaces
lazy.
over
No,
time.
definitely not.
But it can be a part
definitely
of our
is, yeah.
like outward expression of worship on
Yeah.
it. So to sum it all up, do not put God first.
Yeah.
Put God only. Like it. So we We're going to go back to a favorite that we've done a few episodes back.
Okay.
And we're going to do children's trivia questions. We have our own game show host, Mayor Rob, in the house. And so Mayor Rob's got a whole list of questions. We have not seen these.
Nope.
But Mayor Rob, we're going to have to do a little behind the scenes action, and you're going to have to pause this so that we can set up our little gaming cubes.
Oh, we'll do.
All right, and through the magic of editing, we are now back at our tables with our buttons. So we each have a button sitting in front of us, and Mayor Rob has a list of Sunday school questions he's going to ask us. Our hand first to the buzzer, we get to answer. Now remember, just because you hit the buzzer, don't spit your answer out.
You might not make it.
Make sure Mayor Rob gets a chance to tell us who hit it.
You just yell it out, Mayor.
There's a little bit of quickness in this. We're going to have 10. I said 10. Let's go with 11 questions because it should be an odd number in there. And then if things start to get close, maybe we'll change up on that. Every question's worth a point. I believe I won the last round, so I am up on you for that.
Yes.
And the numbers game. Do you remember who won the numbers game a couple episodes back? Did I pull that
I
out?
believe that. I'm going to stay unbiased. Go ahead, Robert. You can answer.
I know.
It tells me that it was Justin.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I
feel
won
you
that
were in
one.
the lead. I
There you
think
go.
Justin did win it though.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well,
I remember that's right because you cheated. Okay. Cheetah, harking back to last episode in our animal questions. Let's go. All right, Mayor Rob, give us a first question hand on the table.
All right. First question we have: what did David take from the brook to fight Goliath with?
That was me. I'm flashing, right? That was me. He took 5 smooth stones.
All right. That is same with 1.
Excellent. Is that the correct answer? 5 smooth stones, or did it say 1 stone?
5 stones.
There we go. That's what smooth
Love
stones.
the extra
I will-
detail. +1.
Hey, if it's a detail, thank you. I will +1 that. Just kidding. All right, let's go.
What prophet did he ask to speak?
I don't know that one, Rob.
I happen to know right now that they're looking for a new host for Wheel of Fortune, and you just lost the opportunity to be that host. All right, go ahead, try that
Yeah,
again.
we're gonna. That's actually a question. So it must be tying into another question. So we're just gonna scratch that off.
Yes, finish that one.
Silence is golden unless it's a podcast.
Love it.
But these are in the story modes here. Let me see. if we
Okay.
can Go to another one.
Yeah, change the page.
All right.
We're fine with that.
Yeah.
How many kings of Judah were there?
8.
I get a try, or
Yeah, you can get a guess. You don't have to hit the
I'm
thing.
going to say like 12.
I was going to say 11. That was my second guess.
The correct answer is 20.
20 kings of
Wow.
Judah.
Both.
All right, no points there.
No points there.
Excellent. All right, we're lined back up. We're ready for the next one.
When they refused to bow to an idol, where were they thrown?
They, being Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were thrown into what we commonly refer to as the fiery furnace.
That is correct. Yes, some of these questions are
Awesome.
they're. I don't remember seeing these.
Fill in the
Yeah.
blanks there, Mayor Rob. You can handle it.
Give us all the deets you can.
Now, we did say that we have not seen these questions before.
Yeah.
I think what we forgot to say is neither has Rob.
the first. If you can't tell, he's not polished up right now.
Just look at Robert. He's
Working
just
so
doing
hard.
such a good job
Such a good
reading.
job.
He's reading without pre-reading. He's just pulling this all out straight from the start.
Didn't even sell it.
Just like that. This goes to show we do not edit this.
Yeah.
I clip the beginning, I clip the end. That's the end of that story. What you
Great
get is what because we don't got time to edit this.
Ain't nobody got time, but
Okay,
This is the original.
we got another question there.
We do. Which member of the Jewish ruling council came to ask Jesus questions at night?
Oh
the Sanhedrin.
No.
no, Nicodemus.
Oh, okay. You're actually
Nicodemus.
He's like,
is correct.
from the Sanhedrin.
how can a man be born again? Does he climb back into his mother's womb? This is a great question. And listen, if you're in ministry and someone comes to you and asks that question, how can someone be born again? You're like, oh, it really does happen. I've been there before.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing, amazing.
That's funny.
All right.
All right. What 2 kings did Jesus do? What 2 things did Jesus do to raise Lazarus back to life?
2 things?
2
Okay. So they had to open up the grave and called out Lazarus.
I'm going to give you that answer.
Okay.
The answer that they say is he prayed and then told Lazarus to come out.
Oh, he
Prayed.
prayed. Okay, yeah. That's
You had
he did pray.
part of it.
I did. I had half
You
of
get
it.
it. You get half.
I had half a point. I'm
Half a point.
right down there. Half. Okay.
I love this question. It sounds like it's so modern,
Okay.
modernized. Who helped pay the bills for Jesus and the disciples' ministry?
Wasn't it Mary and Martha? No.
I'm going to give you this answer. It's almost like the last one before. Several women who he had healed. See
Yeah.
Luke 8:1 to 3.
Yeah, that's right in the ballpark.
I was just gonna say the people that he ministered to, didn't they all just
That's true.
people just helped him out. He supported him, meals, you know.
That's
They
what
did
they
that.
were.
But yeah, that's like the women. That was a significant role there because they did. They had to eat. They had to
for sure.
sleep. So someone had to be a part of supporting that. How many questions in are we? Is that's like 9 questions?
I would say.
There's only 2 we missed out on. And hold on, let me tally up the score.
Yeah.
9 questions
you
that
got
were
that right.
2 that we both got wrong. And I'm going at 1, 2, 3. Okay, I have 7, and Justin has 0.
Come on, Justin. Come on,
Josh,
Justin.
come on, Rob.
Right.
Like, what are you doing, dude? At least something here. Turn his buzzer off, at least.
All right. We got a little
Quick with the hands.
Right.
they call me magic hands. Name the place where Jesus walked on water.
Sea of Galilee. Or more accurate, the middle of water. Or on the top.
We said, Rob, I don't know what it was that we seen at Spring Retreat, but that was that. You remember that little bug that was literally walking on water?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
like Jesus, a bug version of Jesus here, walking on water.
Yeah, the little water bugs are.
Is that what it is?
I don't know why.
Thin legs.
All right, let's do one last one.
One last one.
final
All right, give me a
question.
second here.
Pull this
I,
out.
I
You can
appreciate you
find
trying.
something.
I appreciate you trying to give me a chance.
I'm trying to
I
give
do.
you. Listen, now you know me. I'm not going to let you win.
No,
If I can completely embarrass you, I'm going to get. So if you get this one, you earned it.
You know, a part of me is kind of like, hey, go all in or go all out, and I feel like
You
I'm
are
all out. So
all
I'm might as well,
hot or
but
cold.
I'm gonna try.
And you are straight up cold, my brother. You are
Right now I'm cold. If I get
straight-
one, I'll be lukewarm. What does Jesus do to lukewarm? Spits it.
Spits it out. You found it, Miram?
Oh, we got it.
Let's
This
go.
is the one for me. Come on.
Which apostle took the gospel to the city of Samaria?
Paul. No,
Wrong.
wrong, P. You got it? It's these little subtle details. Just take a guess. There's only 11. There's 11 options out there. Just pick one of them. He's staring out into the distance, hoping that it'll just magically appear.
Let's say Peter.
Yeah. No? Who was it?
The answer is Philip.
Philip. Oh, yeah. P. So we're in the P
You're
family.
in the P.
All right, so that was our second version of the Sunday school questions for kids.
Oh.
Actually, some of these are pretty tough.
They were.
questions.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah,
I
because-
wonder if the Sunday school kids would have gotten those ones.
Well,
They
you know what? It might not be a terrible idea. In a couple weeks, so we're going to have a Sunday school guest, and we'll
We'll
have to pull these out on that one. So this game, we had a total of 11 questions, 3 of which that we totally botched and got completely wrong.
Wow.
I have gotten 8 correct, and you have gotten 0.
So the winner is.
Do we have a clear winner? Is that what we have here?
I do believe
Is
that
what's
puts
going
me at the victory for this round. And the crowd goes wild this side. So I think now we go to the final segment. What did we learn? What'd you learn there, Justin?
I need to brush up big time on just a lot of these little details. Again, maybe it's just, in that slump of it's been busy and I haven't read, so maybe my mind's just not biblically, in tune. I don't know. That's embarrassing. I'm sorry, Mom.
So listen, it's not so much that you got them wrong. It's not like you got 9 or 10.
I just didn't beat you to the punch.
You didn't beat me to the punch.
And hey, humbly speaking, some of them I really just didn't know.
Right.
So, yeah, just couldn't think of it now.
The beauty of this game is like the further behind you get, the harder it gets to answer the question.
100%. 'Cause every time after that, I'm like, I'm going to be wrong.
So much more pressure to get it right. It's very difficult. Mayor Rob, did you learn anything today?
I did. I'm on the spot right now, so I'm working on it.
You're
But
thinking it through?
let's say that Bananas are definitely not a fruit of the spirit.
Banana is not a fruit of the spirit. Mayor Rob just learned that.
Just
today.
now learned that.
Just
He's
figured
like,
that out. And I learned that somewhere out here in South Jersey, there's just a wonderful viewing party for our little Robert. Just gathering together, and we're having some Cheetos, and we're watching the YouTubes.
Did I mention they call him mayor?
He's the mayor because that's how important he is to the whole job. That's my baby.
The nicest dress on Sunday mornings.
So I learned that we have some great, or we used to have some great
Yeah,
deliverers
now.
out there until episode
We have
comes out.
G
Giacomoni.
family.
The G family. I do it second last time. Giacomoni. Let's go.
Macaroni.
No Maury.
I think that's enough. Before we offend anyone else, we need to get out of here.
If you're still watching.
This has been episode 11 of Making Light of It. I'm Sam.
I'm Justin.
God bless. Thanks for listening to another episode of Making Light of It. Please connect with us on Instagram and Facebook. You can find the links in the description of this episode. We would love to hear from you. Please feel free to email us at makinglightofitpod@gmail.com. And remember to like, share, or subscribe so you'll be notified when the next podcast is uploaded. Thank you, and as always, God bless.